Less than 2 seconds. That's how long it takes a Tesla to go from 0 to 60 miles per hour. In those same 2 seconds, a bullet reaches full speed. And since the start of this video, Elon Musk has already earned 30k. Every 2 seconds, he adds another 6k to that total. Then there is you. You are probably working a job right now, one that you got from the degree that you studied for in university. You probably don't have much in savings. Your living expense is really high. You feel as though you are not paid enough. You have credit card debt that needs taken care of. So to learn what Elon Musk makes in just 2 seconds, you did need to work 90 days. To match what he makes in 90 days, that will take you over 500 years. 183 million days to be exact. Don't you think there is a problem? How is that some people snap their fingers and build fortunes, while others, people like you, might never even come close? How did they do it, you ask yourself? Think all those millionaires and billionaires, especially the ones who got there at such a young age, it makes you angry. They got lucky. They were born into wealth. They cheated their way to the top. What if I told you luck has almost nothing to do with it? 2/3 of billionaire people are self-made, many from poor backgrounds. Warren Buffett, self-made billionaire. Oprah Winfrey, born in poverty. Jeff Bezos, self-made billionaire. What do they know that you don't? What if I told you there is a formula, an actual science behind making money? Money is a game, and just like any game, it has rules. And once you learn them, you can play and you can win. You don't need 500 years to live the life you dream of. You just need the right strategy. And by the end of this video, you will understand there is a side to the coin that you are not being shown. But I warn you, the world is tough. It's filled with struggle. It's filled with ups and downs. It will be swallowing some difficult truths that the school system and society haven't told you yet. And let me be clear. There are many of you who will not make it to the end of this road. But for those of you that do, at the end of that road lies the freedom of never having to worry about money again. So the first question is, what is money to you? How do you define it? How do you see it? Is it something you change or something that you earn? Whatever your answer, your understanding of money is shaped by what you have been taught. And everything you have learned since birth has been influenced by where you come from. If you grew up in a modest middle class or poor environment, you were likely told that money doesn't bring happiness and that it's hard to earn and only comes from time and hard work. Maybe you have heard that wealth belongs to the powerful, or that those who have it either inherit it or got it at someone else's expense. Since that childhood, the media, cartoons, and movies have reinforced that money is unhealthy and that it's corrupt and that it's reserved for the selfish or the greedy. Schools don't teach you how it works. Friends and family don't discuss it openly. And if one day you do manage to make some, don't tell anybody, because it brings envy and jealousy. Everything you have been told about money will give you a serious flawed understanding of what it truly is. And I'm telling you, almost everything you have been taught about it is wrong. For most people, money is directly tied to time. You trade hours for a paycheck. Say you are making $20 an hour, which is already above average for many Americans, working 40 hours a week. It will take you over 1,000 years to make what Elon Musk earned in a single day. So no, this time equals money equation just doesn't hold up. So what's the right equation? How can you relearn what money actually means? In any game, in any sport, the winners are always those who know the rules best. Winning money is a game, and if you want to win big and fast, you need to understand the rule inside and out. Once you do, there is no limit to what you can earn. It all becomes a simple equation. In every market and economy, you are paid based on the value you bring. And the size of the market determines just how much that value is worth. The bigger the market, the greater the potential layoff. Let's take a simple example. Two world-class athletes, each at the top of the game. Take LeBron James, a basketball icon, and Caleb Dressler, an Olympic swimmer. Both are incredibly skilled and have achieved massive success in their sports. But why does LeBron earn over 100 million a year, while Dressler makes a fraction of that? The answer lies in the size of the market. The basketball market is bigger, with millions of fans, high-paying sponsors, and huge media rights, while swimming has a much smaller audience and budget. So it's not about how skilled you are, how many hours you train, or even how hard you work. Your pay is determined by the value you create and the size of the market that values it. Think about a cleaning lady or a bricklayer. They work incredibly hard, often for 20 hours straight, cleaning floors, stacking bricks, breaking their back. Yet they are paid far less than a lawyer who sits behind a desk all day. Why? Because the market rate for a cleaning job is low. For the market, cleaning is a basic task that almost anyone can do, and a cleaner can be easily replaced. This brings us to the first rule of increasing your value, becoming irreplaceable. If you are easily replaceable, you simply won't earn much. Your goal then should be to invest time every day in becoming irreplaceable. Take a lawyer as an example. Lawyers spend years studying, they know civil rights and penal code inside and out. Replacing a good lawyer isn't easy. But there is another key factor. The lawyer's work can save clients from years in prison or protect them from losing millions. In other words, the lawyer solves a high-stakes problem. So the market rewards them accordingly. To earn more, you need to solve bigger problems or provide unique skills that the market values and that few others can offer. This brings us to our second rule: learn to solve problems. To succeed, you need to find a problem that the market values and solve it. If you solve a problem worth $1 million, the market will reward you with $1 million. Solve $1 billion problem and the market will give you $1 billion. This principle is what drives every billionaire. Jeff Bezos solved the problem of convenient shopping. Anything, anywhere, anytime, delivered to your door. Elon Musk tackled the problem of sustainable energy and transportation, transforming electric vehicles and making them accessible to the mass. Both addressed simple but high-impact problems that the market values. So, if you are just chasing money, you are missing the point. You should be looking for problems and finding solutions, building a business around that solution. And don't think that the problem has to be complex to pay well. Often the most successful ideas come from solving simple, everyday issues. Let's look at a real example. Take OpenTable. In the US, booking a restaurant reservation used to be a hassle. You did have to call the restaurant, wait on hold, and hope there was an open table at the time you wanted. And so OpenTable didn't have to reinvent the dining experience or create a new cuisine. They simply solved a small but common problem by creating a straightforward platform where you could see available tables, pick a time, and book instantly. They didn't change the restaurant industry, they just made a solution that was easy and accessible to everyone. And that's the key to building wealth through value. Find a problem that affects many people, even if it seems small at first, and make the solution easy and accessible. The key is to find a simple problem that's shared by a massive number of people. The same point is to make sure the problem is big enough, because solving an issue that only affects a few people, like your neighbor, won't make much money. Take a restaurant, for example. It solves the problem of hunger, but it might only serve a few hundred people a day. You are limited by location, so the only way to scale and get rich will be to open hundreds of restaurants. And unless you are McDonald's or an ultra-ambitious, hyper-aggressive entrepreneur, that's a tough path to wealth. There is a simple way though. If you look closely, almost every young billionaire has one thing in common. Their business is digital and their solution is online. So step 2 is to provide a digital solution. So since the rise of the internet and tech, digital platforms make it possible to reach millions of people almost instantly. And that's the jackpot. Find a common problem, create a digital solution, and you can reach millions of people from your laptop on the couch. Digital allows you to scale at lightning speed. So even if the problem problem you are solving is simple, if millions share it, you have the potential for huge profit. Now, you might be thinking, it's easy to say, but actually creating a digital solution is tough. It takes risk, creativity, and the ability to innovate and inspire without knowing if it would work. But what if I told you there is an even simpler way? A way to make money, a lot of money, without reinventing anything, simply by adapting proven business and ideas to a new market. American companies have a strong capacity for investment and a high tolerance for risk, which allow them to create highly profitable, scalable businesses. And if you are looking to avoid some of that risk, there is a straightforward approach. Let the big players test the water, make the heavy investments in research and marketing, and once the model is proven, adapt it to a new market. Do you think that it sounds too easy? Because if it were, wouldn't everyone be doing it? But look at real examples. Growhub, built on the foundation of early food delivery apps. Square took the digital payment concept of PayPal and adapt them for small businesses. And Netflix didn't invent streaming. They adapt an existing model and scale it to the new height. So this approach works across industries, whether it's tech, media, restaurants, or practically any business. So there you are, finally successful. You found a successful model, adapt it, and now you're reaching millions. But strangely enough, you still have problems. The money no longer brings the satisfaction it once did. Instead, you are crumbling and stressed. You are managing hundreds of employees, handling endless issues, and facing constant pressure from investors and relentless media scrutiny. You are exhausted, and those close to you start to feel the strain too. Competitors are catching up, and suddenly you realize that all you ever wanted was freedom. The freedom to live without constant demands and frustrations. But here you are, tied down once again, realizing that the freedom you were searching is an illusion. But there is one last step, the exit. Why is a company like Amazon valued at over $3 billion, even if its profit margins aren't enormous? It's because a company value is more than its annual profit. If, let's say, your business makes $1 million in profit a year, there are investors out there who might pay 10 times that to buy it. Why? Because in a decade they will have recouped their investment, and any growth beyond that is pure profit. And in the end, building a business isn't just about solving problems or generating income. It's about creating something so valuable that others see a future worth investing in. Even if you are not free just yet, here is the good news, because you've got a golden ticket out. Yes, your company is draining you, but it's pulling in $1 million a year in profit. And you are gearing up to sell it for 10 times that, 10 millions. And then, my friend, you will never have to work another day in your life. You will be free, your family will know it, and you can finally say goodbye to frustration and sacrifice. So here is the key. The wealthy stay wealthy because one, their solution to a problem is profitable. And two, when they sell, they can cash out for many times that profit. All the time and effort you invested into solving this problem has paid off. And when you sell, that time essentially gets brought back. What more could you want? So here you are, finally free. You have redefined your understanding of money, realizing that money itself has no inherent value. It's like a video game. Now, it's hard for you to understand how people still trade their time for money, sacrificing their lives just to get by. But above all, you recognize that you now possess the rarest, most valuable resource of all time, and it's up to you to use it wisely. If there is one takeaway from everything I've shared, remember this line from the American writer Mark Twain. The lack of money is the root of all evil. So now you know the rules of the game. It's your turn to play.